Chapter 36, Frequently Asked Questions, Part 1. Number 1. How do you control yourself if you're on stage and you start shaking? Shaking is a sign of nervousness. It happens to a lot of speakers, even the ones who appear super confident, but you can control it. Breathe in slowly and deeply. The extra air will calm you and make your voice sound stronger when you open your mouth to talk. Then, smile. If you're nervous because you're surrounded by unfamiliar faces, relax. Believe it or not, most people in the audience want the MC or speaker to succeed. So you have the majority on your side, even before you say a word. Number 2. What should you do when you realize the audience is not excited about what you're saying? You're responsible for getting your audience excited about the event. Maybe you're reading off a list of statistics or dry facts. Boring, boring, boring. Who's going to be interested in that? Tell a story related to the topic. You can actually start off by saying, "Once upon a time," and launch into your story. People think in pictures, so make sure your story is full of striking images and appeal to the other senses of hearing, taste, touch, and smell. You could also ask your audience a question or tell them to repeat a phrase after you. These are ways to engage them in your talk. Number 3. What can you do to calm yourself when you are nervous? Tell yourself you're going to do a great job and your audience is going to be entertained. Think in terms of excellent customer service, satisfying your audience and speakers. Focus on them, and that will take your mind off yourself. Number 4. If you pronounce a word wrongly and the audience starts laughing, what should you do? Laugh with them, crack a quick joke, and move on. Don't make a big deal about it. Number 5. What are some of the qualities you need to become a very good Master of Ceremonies? You need high energy levels and a great sense of humor. You also need to think on your feet and anticipate potential problems in order to maintain the flow of the event. It also helps if you like people, because you must get along very quickly with the people who you will be working with to put together a successful show. Number 6. Is there a dress code for MCs? The issue of a dress code is straightforward. For every event, make sure you dress at par with or more formally than your audience. Remember, the C in MC stands for ceremonies, which implies that events are special occasions. You want to look the part. Number 7. Can you create a brand for yourself? Absolutely. Being a brand makes you differentiate yourself from the competition, making you a personality MC instead of a commodity MC. A friend of mine called Ken Kabonu specializes in playing the keyboard and singing customized songs, as well as being a Master of Ceremonies. He is the only one I know who hosts events like this. Ken is a brand, and as a result, he has zero competition for the type of work he does. Would you love to be in Ken's position? Then develop your brand. Number 8. How is MCing for parties and weddings different from presenting a talk show? Parties and weddings are relatively more structured events. There's a running order to follow and speakers to introduce. As a party or wedding MC, you will be on your feet coordinating with other people, caterer, DJ, band, to manage the flow of the event. A talk show is similar to a conversation between friends. Presenting a talk show requires good questioning skills. You normally would sit to host a talk show, but would stay on your feet for parties and weddings. Number 9. When I speak, I normally gesture with my left hand. How can I develop a way of using my right hand more? As long as your hands don't get in the way of your message, it is really not a problem. Just make sure you do not point with your left to a member of the audience, especially in Ghana, because of the negative meaning associated with the use of the left hand. Number 10. How do you handle unexpected events? Quick thinking, a cool head, and humor will work for all manner of unexpected events, ranging from last-minute program changes to drunken hecklers. The trick is to anticipate what could possibly go wrong and then have a contingency plan to handle it. At corporate events, common problems are speakers not showing up and people talking far longer than they should. Agree in advance on the kind of time warnings you will employ for people who speak into extra time, and then be ruthless but humorous in implementing your rules. If you're a speaker, carry a stopwatch to time your address. And what about hecklers? When a group of the groom's friends threatened to disrupt the wedding I was hosting, I arranged for them to be treated like VIPs. We served them food first and invited them to have the honor of joining the couple after the first dance. It worked, and we had a hassle-free wedding reception from then onwards. But I still had the private security chaps on standby, just in case we had to carry out some evictions if Plan A failed.